Thanks also to a man who has devoted his life to service members and veterans, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth, who's doing really well. He went through a lot, didn't he? But he's doing really well. He's a tough cookie. That's what we want, is a tough cookie.
Apparently that cookie be crumbling. That's according to a new piece, if you want to call it that, from the Daily Mail, a Rupert Murdoch-owned paper that is essentially saying that the Secretary of War is crumbling under pressure. It's weighing him down. He's having some difficulties, if you will.
Oh, I thought he was a real manly man. Aren't manly men supposed to be able to handle?
No yoga for him.
You better not do any hot or cold yoga, okay? I feel like I'm seeing some stubble. Don't be a beardo.
Okay. I did yoga today for the first time in maybe 2 years.
You're gonna be surprised to find out I didn't.
Okay, first of all, I immediately feel the gains. Like, yoga's not easy. I don't know why people think it is. Anyway, but let me continue with what the Daily Mail is alleging. They spoke to Pentagon staffers who are telling them that Hegseth is manic and looking as if he's crawling out of his skin. That sounds fun. So 2 insiders in the Defense Secretary's newly named Department of War, one of whom works directly with the office and the other indirectly, say their boss has in the last few weeks been erupting in tirades, raging at staffers and obsessing about matters related to his security. There's a manic quality about him, or let me rephrase, an even more manic quality, which is really saying something, one insider told us, describing Hegseth as visibly distracted, fidgeting, and even standing up and pacing during meetings. I don't think pacing is that big of a deal, but the others.
I accuse you of pacing. No, that's not the issue. The issue is if in the context of all the other context clues, it leads to a certain conclusion, but don't take that one too seriously, yeah.
So the sources tell the Daily Mail that Hegseth's mental state is the reason that he's been making more and more erratic demands. Like shave your face, you're fat, like you lose the weight, like that's the kind of stuff he's been doing when it comes to our military. And they say that Hegseth insisted on pushing through the Department of Defense's name change to the Department of War months earlier than his staff was ready, berating those who tried to delay the announcement. Why is this by the way, I mean, I'm actually on Hegseth's side on this. Why is it so difficult to just announce that you're changing the name of the department? I mean, I don't like it, but like.
No, I think that it probably requires actually to pass a law, and so it needs an act.
Was there a law passed?
To change it to the Department of Defense, there was not. I don't know.
I don't know either. To be fair, I don't know either. Can we fact check that and see if there was any law passed to change the Department of Defense to Department of War? I doubt it.
And guys, don't get us wrong. Even if they're allowed to do it, is it goofy? Yeah, of course it's goofy.
Super goofy.
And then is it like much worse, counterproductive? Yeah, you said you were anti-war, and now you're like, I have Department of War.
It's the most honest thing this administration has done so far, though.
Yeah.
So
I mean, they said they were going to cut the Pentagon. They added $150 billion to the Pentagon.
They sure did.
Yeah.
So they also say he has had tirades in response to legal advisors and congressional members' suggestions that the military's recent killings of alleged Venezuelan narco traffickers on boats in the Caribbean broke international law, which is literally true. But he's raging out at anyone who dares to challenge him on that. One person says he takes things personally when challenged, like full-blown tantrums. I can totally see that. Now look, government and politics is super dirty, and like the backstabbing and the shivving and all of that stuff, it's very real. And usually when you have anonymous sources come out to like bury someone like this, you should kind of take it with a grain of salt. But what I like to do is, take the claims and then take a look at the overt public actions of the person who's being questioned. And in this case, Pete Hegseth acts like a maniac publicly, openly. So I think that there is some weight in the claims that are being made here. However, the sources say it's gotten worse after Charlie Kirk's murder, although acknowledging that a certain level of fear is understandable for any high-profile figure at this time of political violence. That insider described the secretary as paranoid and panicked about his safety despite being one of the most closely protected cabinet members.
Wait a minute. See, that's the part of the story where I was like, this went from funny, like, haha, he's a nervous wreck for no reason, and when he's supposed to be, oh, tough guy, to like, wait, does he know something we don't know about how cabinet members might be in danger? Because why is he so weirdly panicked out of the blue for his safety? Like, okay, you suck at your job and you're worried about that, I get it, right? Maybe you're on something, I don't know, right? Like, but okay, those are more likely explanation, but why is he worried about his safety when he's the Secretary of War, right? Like, you see what I'm saying? He's one of the most protected people in the country. It's just strange, that's all.
I agree. Just a side note, going back to whether there was a law passed to change the name of the Department of Defense to Department of War. No, there wasn't. This was done through Trump's executive order. For now, Department of War is a secondary title.
Yeah, okay. And whenever we say, guys, we're just kidding around.
Yeah. So the source also said that Hegseth's safety fears are being stoked by his wife. You're gonna throw his wife under the bus? Really? Stoked by his wife, Jennifer, whose recent demands for added security for him, their family, and their homes apparently go far beyond measures taken to protect any other Trump administration officials.
And this is a Murdoch paper. That's making me think again, like, what's going on here?
No, they're looking to oust Hegseth. That's what this is. That's what this is.
I don't know what's going on, but there's a lot of weird things going on inside this government.
He should be paranoid because they are coming for him, just not in the way that he expects.
Why would the Murdochs and the neocons be coming for Hegseth?
He's unstable, Cenk. Like, I don't think that it's due to his values, and like, I can kind of see where you're coming at. Are you like suspecting that maybe he's trying to pump the brakes on some things? Like,
I don't know, but that's why it doesn't make any sense.
He's unstable.
Okay, that's by
was
far the most likely reason, right?
Yeah.
But okay, interesting.
Yeah. Anyway, don't throw his wife under the bus. Keep the family out of it. And by the way, if I were married to him, yeah, I'd be worried about his safety too. That's what wives do. They're worried about their husbands.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
It's not like there hasn't been political violence recently.
Exactly. Yeah, 100%. Anyway, so we'll see how that develops, but it is not lost on me that this is a Murdoch-owned paper or publication. And when these kinds of things leak from the government, there's usually a point to the leaks.
Yeah, I'm gonna say one last thing on it. I've never seen Rupert Murdoch not be for war. He's for war about 100% of the time. So if the Secretary of Defense is getting attacked by a Murdoch paper, that makes me think, wait, is he internally voting against war? Which would be super surprising in Hegseth's case, right? But the only person more reliably pro-war than Hegseth is Rupert Murdoch. So that's what makes me go, I wonder what's the real story here. Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.